Hey, I'm Seth Stockmaster, and this is my van Pearl. Come on inside, check it out. So welcome to my kitchen slash, I guess, standing area. This is kind of like where you come in the door. Anyway, this is the kitchen. Right here you have the countertop. And then below that you have a refrigerator that holds a whole bunch of stuff, specifically your beer, and also coconut water for the night after. And then in this cabinet here, you can't really see right now, but I built it as like a 3-shelf thing, so they're not drawers. But this has got all the food that you would ever need, all the snacks, all the cooking supplies, all the other little knickknacks. I tend to have a lot of junk drawers. Behind door number 2 is the water supply, and I have 10 gallons of fresh water. Actually, I don't have any water right now because I have to go get water, but I do have 10 gallons of fresh water, and then 2.5 gallons of a gray water, and that's actually where the bathroom sits too. I just have a jug, so you know. And this is the island. This is the pride and joy. Me and my girlfriend actually built this as an addition to the van. But I have my stovetop right here, so I can slide it out and cook right here. Open this bed Larry up, and it's got like a good ventilation, and it's right next to the fan. And then under that, I have a drawer that holds all like my canned goods, most of my canned goods. I do store them in various places in the van. And then I have my trash, and then, you know, if I actually wanted a porta potty or like a little slide-in thing, a cassette toilet, if you will, I have the capability, I just don't actually have it. So it's just storage space. Like I said, me and my girlfriend built it, and with the intention of storing the stovetop over here and cooking over here, because it was stored over here behind the sink. And in order for us to have like more space just walking through here, we're like, why don't we just have like this leaf style table, or whatever you would call this, Bad Larry, to prep food on, or to have like an additional counter space. And it actually does work out really well. It holds lots of beers, also, you know, fresh cut veggies if you're cooking. But yeah, other than that, oh, I did not forget my drawer. This Bad Larry right here is pretty much a junk drawer. So whatever that I usually use on a daily basis or like to look at, it goes in here and slides away, and it's got like this nice little, I don't know what you would call that, but stopper from sliding out, because left turns and right turns are not really good when you have drawers. And these are my cabinets, which actually hold a lot of the stuff that I use on a daily basis. I have my jet boil in here for when I'm too lazy to like actually pull out my stove. And then I usually have this stocked with snacks, but I put all the snacks under there. So yeah, this is just an additional storage space that I do have for the van. And like I said, it's easily accessible because it's right above the kitchen. So it makes for easy access. What brought me to van life was really just the simplicity to it. I think living in California, the prices were already too like ridiculously high, and I had so many different roommates, but the van in and of itself brought a little bit more simplicity, and I could just pick it up and move it wherever I wanted to, which was nice. So yeah, I think all in all, it was a better deal to actually move in on 4 wheels than to pay like $3,000 for a little piece that I was only really seeing 6 hours between work and school and all that stuff. So I think that's kind of what brought me there. So basically what I ended up doing is I knew that I wanted to go on the road. So I saved up a little lump sum and kind of budgeted out exactly how much I'd be spending. And it's actually fairly little in comparison with, you know, when you take in consideration the van and then what you need to live off of. But that was kind of it for me. And then now being in school, And being a vet, I was able to use the GI Bill, and that kind of helps because even though there's classes online and stuff like that, that does have a little bit of income that I can supplement, you know, with gas or what have you, all the odds and ends of groceries and stuff like that. So now you are in my living room slash bedroom slash hangout room. This is actually where all the magic happens, and by that I mean reading books. Yeah, but no, this is actually the kitchenette, or like the dining table too, because this little fancy Dumaflachi right around here allows us to sit like 4 to 6 people pretty comfortably. Granted, probably 6 plates don't fit on here, but this is great for card games and stuff like that. But what's cool and unique about this is I have slots, or if you will, like little pieces of wood that inlay, and this turns into a full-size bed, which, I mean, again, me being lazy, I sleep on one side, but I can also like make a full bed if I wanted to. So this shelf right here, this shelf is nice because I have not only my electrical system, but it does, let me go over here. It does have extra storage space. So this is kind of where I keep all my bath and toiletries and stuff like that. And then whatever else that I would potentially need. But this is nice because I get to see pretty conveniently where I'm at electric wise as far as power goes. And this is just where the charge controller lives. Under here is actually where the battery's at and the inverter. And then I have a couple hangers here just for anything really, be it hats or bags. And then behind me I have my blanket. So this is actually the blanket that I put out when the bed is made. What's cool about this build is that there's storage underneath. So if I just lift up here, I have everything that I could possibly want, from snacks to new pair of underwear to like a heat source. There's really so much in here. But anyway, this is literally a hodgepodge of things. On the other side is actually like the garage, so where I keep my tools, where I keep other things like camping gear and stuff like that. But it does the same exact thing. It opens up and it stays because there's like this hydraulic thing. And I have a lot of space for a whole bunch of other things. It's cool because on top of this, on top of the wheel well, I built like a box, or I should say the builder, Dave, and I, shout out to Dave. He built a box around the wheel well, which was really cool because then he like sectioned off some areas which made it a little bit nice to organize things, from either propane tanks, wires, bungee cords, stuff like that. So it's nice and squared away as far as the garage goes. And then I've just kind of like put in little sliders or boxes, if you will, to kind of section things off. But all in all, that's kind of like the whole garage. Like most people have a fixed bed. This is kind of mine. I love it hands down. I think this has been one of the most eye-opening experiences for me personally. And it's allowed me to do, you know, things that I wouldn't normally have done if I wasn't able to move and pick up my house and like go into explore these places and stuff. So the only real like downfall is like finding a spot to park sometimes. That's about it. Yeah, I think what was so cool and what was so eye-opening to me was the people that I met on the road. You really can't get that because like you're meeting so many different like vast amounts of people, from be it Texas or on the East Coast to the West Coast. Like there's such a difference among the whole, I don't know what you would call it, the culture, if you will, that I truly enjoyed. All right, so here's the garage. What you notice is it's actually my van. There's not much of a garage besides this little door right here, but we'll get to that in like 2 seconds. And I will say, I do have these like nice little things that you can see that help me and prevent me from like not messing up my wood too much, because I did do that in the beginning. And it's just really just there to let me know that if I don't put it there, I'm gonna mess up my wood. Anyway, this little door, Dumaflachi, opens up to my inverter, and I have a 2,000 watt inverter just sitting here. And actually inside of that, within like the little wheel box, if you will, I have a 100 amp hour lithium ion battery. So it's all like kind of secluded in, and it's pretty clean as far as like orientation goes. But that's literally the garage. Like, what you see is what you get. I have a dinette style build, which is nice because it is very much open. It doesn't have an overhang like a normal garage would, so to speak. So granted, I'm losing space, but I definitely have a lot more ability to hang out. There's a lot going on up here, all right? You got the disco ball, which first and foremost is a must when you're driving. People need to know that you're partying. But the wood finish that we brought all the way up to the top is kind of like a nice little thing. We replaced the, like, I guess the lighting that was there before with little puck lighting, just so it could be on a dimmer switch in the back. And we put a disco ball in because why not? All right, so I gotta talk about this whole kettlebell thing again. This is man's best friend. Wow. It's like very heavy right now for whatever reason. Trust me, I do work out. But anyway, I'm gonna put that thing down before somebody gets hurt. That's my gym on wheels, essentially. I only need one of them because the other portion of my gym is like the van, which I do pull-ups on, or my whole body. But that's really all that you need in order to like kind of stay fit on the road. And I think that's all that you really want, because any extra space or added weight just kind of depreciates the whole gas mileage thing. So with gas prices these days, you know. So when it comes to electric, I know we talked a little bit about it briefly as far as like where you can see where I'm at, but I have 3 100 watt panels on top. And then that runs to the 100 amp hour lithium ion battery that I have that charges this whole bed, Larry. Advice or encouragement, just freaking the Nike slogan, just do it. Honestly, that's like the best slogan slash advice I could ever give anybody, because you're not gonna know what you don't know, and you can't plan for it, and you never will be able to. And so like, just figure it out when you get there. So just doing it, like if it's something that you're actually wanting to do, my advice would be just to go out and buy the van, go out and make the build, go out and have like, there's always going to be somebody or something there at the next step or stage that will help you get through it. And I think for me that rings true, and for a lot of people that I actually know, that kind of rings true. But yeah, it's not going to get done unless you just make a step forward. Thanks for watching. If you want to know a little bit more about me, you can follow me at seth.stockmaster. That's my Instagram handle. And then other than that, no pearls for sale. So if you have any interest or inquiries, please feel free to DM me as well.